Well, hello there and happy Monday. Listen, my question of the day is, have you ever thought, what is coaching? I know you've been hearing about it a lot, but just wonder, what is it? Or more specifically, since I've been talking for these past few months, have you wondered what is in my coaching program? Well, I'm glad you tuned in tonight because I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of what makes my coaching program different. All right, so welcome to the break room. This is your self care safe space for nurses. It is an opportunity to escape from the day to day and get refreshed and renewed so that you can return back to your task fully charged. So, I am Deetra Dennis, and I am the self care coach for nurses, and I empower the multi passionate nurse to prioritize the care of her most valuable patient, her MVP, so that she can show up as the best version of herself and impact the well being of those connected to her. So, as you know, as I say every week, we are streaming live to YouTube, to LinkedIn, and Facebook. So, if you're on YouTube, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe, become a part of the family. And for everybody across each platform, if you would like the video, as well as share it with someone else who you feel could value from the things that we talk about here in the break room. And lastly, I would love for you to comment because this is a dialogue, not a monologue. So I want you to, share your thoughts on things that I share here. So again, tonight we're talking about what makes my coaching program different. So, first, before we get into what makes my coaching program different, I want to just kind of level set and define coaching because I'm sure you've probably heard coaching all over the place, and put in the comments or chat if you've heard coaching, but wasn't quite sure what coaching is. Was coaching the same as therapy? All of those things. So, first, I want to dispel the clarification between coaching and therapy. And I also go into this a little bit more in a live stream we did many, many weeks ago when I talked about what's the difference. And I go into detail about that in that live stream that we had. But anyway, the difference between coaching and therapy. So therapy, I'll go there first. Usually the therapist is going to kind of deal with those things that were in your past, that may cause some behavior challenges or barriers in your life. And so that is what a therapist does. This is in the simplest form. And then coaching, what a coach does is take you from where you are to the future or to the goal that you desire. And they help you unlock again those barriers so that you can reach your goal. So that's kind of like a basic or foundational in its simplistic form of what the difference is. So coaching is actually it's a vehicle of helping, again, like I mentioned, helping a person reach or achieve a goal. And many times, I'm not sure if you know this, but coaching is it's an emerging industry, but it's over 25 years that the coaching has been in existence. And it started out then at that time in business, life, and business, executive coaching, business, and life coaching. So like executive in the workplace. So that's how coaching all started. And so for me, I knew that when I answered the call to coaching, because I answered the call to nursing, but I also answered the call to coaching. And I knew I wanted to have a certification. It's not necessary to have it for coaching, but I knew I wanted to have a certification with the organization that has like set the standard. And so when I received my certification as a national board certified health and wellness coach, and I'll leave those of you that are on YouTube, I'll leave the link to the organization where I received my certification from. But after I received my certification, I knew that I wanted to create a premium coaching program because that is important to me. To make sure that anyone who comes through any program of mine, that it is of quality, that it's, just meet the standards, exceed the standards, if you will. And so I knew I wanted to do that. So there are three components to my coaching program that makes it different from others. And so the three components, number one is the curriculum. Number two is the coaching, and number three is the commitment. So I'm going to go into a little detail about each of those. So when I talk about the curriculum, I really took my time because initially I was going to create my own curriculum because again, I wanted it to be evidence-based. And I knew, kind of thinking about that, oh my goodness, I would have to do all of the updates when science or things change, that I would be responsible for that. And that was something I just didn't want to take on. I really wanted to focus in the area of the coaching. So I invested quite a bit of time and quite a bit of money to have a platform that would do just what I wanted to do. So it is backed by science, and it has all of the guidelines on a national and international level by expert science groups. And so that was important for me. And actually, the platform that I chose was created by a physician. And so the other part is that embedded in each of the modules is cognitive and behavioral processes to help a person make lasting change. That was important to me as well. And then this is another part that I really like. Like I said, I didn't want to be the one to do this, but the material, all of the educational material is reviewed annually and is updated. If there are any scientific information that changed, then all of the material is updated. So that was important to me. And lastly, the modules that are in there, because I work very closely and still work closely with the team at the organization. I work very closely with the director of lifestyle health coaching and the VP of behavioral science in creating my signature coaching program using their modules, but creating a signature program because I wanted each module to build upon the other. Most importantly, I wanted that each module would have meaningful sustaining change one step at a time. So I've worked very closely with the team of the organization of which I use their platform in creating my signature programs. And so in getting all of that done, I knew from my experience in being a coach at a major health insurance company, I knew that the evidence couldn't just be the only thing, because what I observed when I was doing the evidence-based coaching, with the health insurance company, to me, it lacked connection. And that is important to me. And so that's where the number two comes in. So number one is the curriculum, and number two is the coaching. So again, by me having the certification, the National Board certification, I have, the science of the behavioral change processes, but it's coupled with my life experience, because that is the part that brings connection. So to me, when you have the evidence base plus the life experience, it equals lasting change, because I can share with you my experiences, because again, it's coaching to the multi-passionate nurse to prioritize the self-care. And I know from experience what it was like when I, as a multi-passionate nurse, still that, but I remember the time when I had exhaustion to the point of burnout, because I was being everything to everybody and just really had nothing left to give. And it wasn't until I had my life coach, and I've shared with you before, I've had a resilience coach, but I also had a life coach prior to the resilience coach, and really seeing things from a different perspective. Because us, and put in the chat if this is you, those of us who are multi-passionate nurses, or those who walk in your calling, or those who are in ministry, or those who serve, it is your motivation each and every day to serve others. And you do it to a fault because, again, you're putting everyone else first. You're constantly giving, but not being poured back into. And when you do that, you have you are an empty vessel, and we don't want that. And I know, again, when I had that, my coach helped me, partnered with me in seeing things from a different perspective. It not only changed, the way I look at things and my mindset about being a multi-passionate nurse, but it totally transformed my life in every area. And I want to be able to help my fellow multi-passionate nurses do the same, because now I live a life of ease and grace, but not in burnout, right? It's learning, and we'll get into this in another time, but really learning, and we've talked about this before too, making sure that when you're saying yes to others, that you're not saying no to you, because it's not fair to those with whom you serve if you don't show up as the best version of you, right? It is important to show up as the best version of you. So that was two. So you got the curriculum and coaching. And lastly, the third one is commitment. So I am totally committed in the partnership with you, or if you choose to work with me as your coach, to help you achieve your goal. But you also have to be committed to do the work in order to achieve the goal as well. And so this is the formula that I feel, and why it has taken me some time to really be strategic in what I do in creating the program. So it's the curriculum plus the coaching plus the commitment, and that equals total lifestyle change. And so that is, that's my program in a nutshell. And so if you have any questions, if you want me to, any questions that you have further about the program, and we will next week, I'll go in depth a little bit more about the coaching, but I just wanted to give you a little behind the scenes of what goes on, what makes my coaching program different. And those are the three C's. It is the curriculum that's evidence-based, the coaching, which is my experience that I have lived and wanting to share that with others, because I can help you if you're going down the pitfall that I went through. I can say, don't go that route, go this way, kind of thing. And then the lastly is the commitment. So again, if you have any questions, I would love to answer those. And also, stay tuned, because I'll share with you in the next, couple of times, I'll share with you opportunities for you to work with me. If you would like to have me as your coach to partner with you in order to achieve your goal of self-care. And let's see, I don't see any comments just yet. But anyway, I do want to thank you for your time. And I hope that you found value in what I discussed on today. And as a reminder, as I said in the beginning, like the video, share it with others who you feel could benefit from what we talked about. If you know someone that is a multi-passionate nurse, and you see that they are being everything to everybody and really not taking care of themselves. If you know that person, feel free to share this video. And again, I would love to see your comments. And I'll ask you this just came to mind as I was talking. If you would put in the chat, if you would like to have an opportunity for us to partner together to guide you on achieving the goal of prioritizing your self-care. I would love to see that in the chat as well. So if there aren't any questions or any comments at this time, again, thank you for the opportunity to be before you. I don't take it lightly for you tuning in. I appreciate you taking your time to even tune in for the bit of time that we're here together. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday, same time, 7:00 p.m. Eastern. And you have a great evening and a wonderful week.